You ever have that feeling, that little pit in your stomach when you're not 100% sure if you've cited something right? Or maybe you're wondering, how do I even use these new AI tools without crossing some kind of ethical line? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to build your personal toolkit for writing with integrity. We are covering the whole shebang, from how to dodge accidental plagiarism to citing ChatGPT like a total pro. So let's dive in. Look, when it comes to intentionally stealing someone else's work, Dr. Michael Seidel really just says it all. He calls it a fool's game. And you know what? He's absolutely right. These days, publishers are using incredibly sophisticated software that can sniff out even the tiniest bit of copied text. It's not a question of if you'll get caught anymore. It's really just a matter of when. The risk to your reputation, to your whole career, it's just not worth it. But here's the thing, right? This is the trap that even the most careful, well-meaning writers can fall into. Accidental plagiarism. We've all been there. You're juggling a dozen deadlines, you're buried in a mountain of notes, and it's just so easy to forget where an idea originally came from. The problem is, even if you didn't mean to do it, the consequences can be just as severe. And that's exactly why building good habits from the start is so crucial. So, what are we really talking about when we say consequences? I mean, this isn't just about getting a bad grade on a paper. Oh no, the stakes are way higher than that. We're talking about stuff that can follow you for years. Just try to imagine this for a second. The degree you worked so hard for, revoked. That scholarship that's paying your way, gone. And it doesn't stop at school. In the professional world, a single incident can completely shatter your reputation, it can get you fired, and it can even land you in a seriously expensive lawsuit. This is so much bigger than one assignment. It's about the trust and the credibility you spend your whole life building. Okay, that was the scary part, I promise. Now for the good news. You have an amazing toolkit at your disposal to make sure this never, ever happens to you. And it all boils down to 3 fundamental skills: quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing. Let's get these mastered together.
All right, so what's the real difference between paraphrasing and summarizing? This is where a lot of people get mixed up. Think of it like this. Paraphrasing is like explaining one really complicated sentence from a book to your friend. You're putting it in your own words, but the length is going to be about the same because you need to keep all the little details. Summarizing. That's like telling your friend the entire plot of a 2-hour movie in 30 seconds. You're only hitting the major points, so it's way shorter.
And then, of course, you've got quoting. This one's simple. They're using someone's exact words word for word. So when do you pull this tool out? Well, you use it when the original wording is just too powerful or too perfect to change. Or maybe you need a super precise definition, or you're actually analyzing the author's specific language. Just a little pro tip, use quotes strategically. If you use too many, your own voice can get lost.
So you've got quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing down. Awesome. But there's one more piece to the puzzle: actually giving credit where it's due. This is where citation styles come in. The best way to think of them is like different languages, or maybe different dialects for giving academic credit. And the 2 you're going to run into most often? APA and MLA.
So, which language should you be speaking? Well, it really just depends on your field of study. Generally, APA is the language of the sciences. You'll see it in psychology, education, and business. MLA, on the other hand, is the language of the humanities. Think literature, languages, and media studies. And this table just breaks down the practical differences beautifully. See, right in your text, an APA citation has the author and the year, while MLA just has the author and a page number. Then, in your works cited page, APA only uses the author's first initial, but MLA uses their full first name. Even the way you capitalize titles is different. I know these details seem small, but believe me, getting them right is a huge part of your academic credibility.
Okay, let's pivot and talk about the newest, and maybe the trickiest challenge to academic integrity: artificial intelligence. Figuring out how to cite AI isn't just about learning a new rule. It's about navigating a completely new frontier in how we research and write.
I mean, the rise of AI in academia has been nothing short of an explosion. Think about it. Just a handful of years ago, we were excited about basic grammar checkers. Then, boom, the GPT revolution started. And once ChatGPT was released to the public, everything changed, almost overnight. We are in a brand new era of academic work, and we need the right tools to handle it. So, how do you actually cite the thing? Let's start with APA. You basically treat OpenAI as the author. You put the year, and then you specify which version of ChatGPT you used. Then you add a little description in brackets like large language model and toss in the URL. You're good to go. The key here is just being transparent. Now, MLA takes a really fascinatingly different approach. Instead of listing an author, the title of your source is literally the prompt that you typed in, and you put it in quotation marks. This is because it focuses on the idea that your conversation with the AI is unique and can't be repeated. So for MLA, the prompt you used is the most important piece of information. And to round it out, here's the Chicago style. It's a bit more descriptive, you see? It notes that the text is a response to a specific prompt, and it also includes the date you accessed it. And there you have it. You've now got a solid foundation for citing AI in the 3 major styles. At the end of the day, all of this, it isn't just about following rules to avoid getting in trouble. It's about something bigger. It's about building a reputation for doing honest, transparent, and trustworthy work. It's about deciding to be a writer with integrity. So where do you go from here? Here's a super simple checklist to keep you on the right path. First, take amazing notes. Write down every source, every URL. Second, and this is a big one, cite as you write. Don't tell yourself you'll go back and do it later. Third, always think about the context of your sources. Where are they coming from? And finally, if you are ever in doubt, just ask. Seriously, it is always the safest and smartest option. And all of this brings us to the one big question that's really going to define the future of writing and thinking. In an age of AI, what does your own work actually mean anymore? There are no easy answers here, but one thing is crystal clear. To navigate that future successfully, we'll all need to be more transparent, more intentional, and always striving to write with integrity.